Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ursla. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cage your overbust corset. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around, watch to the end. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and also share. Thank you. So for this tutorial, you need your collar stay, and then we also need our regling boning. So for the size of the virgin boning you need, because it's very you're going to be using the smallest virgin boning, is a little bit over a quarter, not up to half inch. It's very flexible for caging. And then you also need your stay, but in this case I've already used stay on my lining, because we're going to be caging on our lining, not the main material we are using for our overbust corset. Is on the lining. All the structures we need will be on the lining. So in this case, I've already lined my bustier. I've already lined my overbust corset with the stay, and I've also gone ahead to gum my collar stay around the bust area from the under bust, which is our primary focus for caging. Please note that the collar stay helps to give it a proper structure also. And so this is me trimming off the excess I have around my neckline. It's a sweetheart neckline. So before I start off proper, I just needed to trim off the excess I have around my neckline. So guys, to start off, you want to draw out your caging channels starting from your neckline. You come down by half an inch or 3/4 of an inch, because you don't want to sew very close to your sewing allowance, because our overbust corset already has allowance. So you start drawing out your channel. So you can see what I'm doing around the armhole, because this overbust corset has a yoke. It also has a little bit of armhole. You can see me drawing out the lines, you understand, because you don't want to sew close to your sewing allowance. And then on the side we have a 1 inch allowance. Then make a cut from the side, from the armhole rather, to your under bust area. You can just mark it so that you know that you're going to be putting a channel there. And then from your first marking, you want to come down by maybe 2.5 inches or 2 inches, or as the case may be, following your neckline. Make sure it's a bit curvy. There's no guide to this thing really. You can put as much channel as you want. There is no measurement. Just do your thing. Take your time, gradually create your horizontal channels. I ended up creating about 5 horizontal channels. And take note, locate your bust point where you have your bust point. That's the fullest part of your bust. Make sure you create a channel there that the bone is going to pass through, so it's firm enough. So just take note of the points that are very, very important. You don't have to create, you can even do 2 3, but put them strategically, place them where it is necessary. This overbust corset I'm working on is for a plus size model. Reasons why I have to create enough channels. Now go ahead and create your vertical lines. In this case, I already have my style lines as guide, so I don't need to create much vertical lines. So I'm going to be using those lines as my vertical lines to create the structure I need around that area. And now we are ready to start sewing. So take note of how I am placing my regling boning away from my sewing allowance and away from the half inch I created from the side. I came in and I will start by sewing from the edge. Please take note, this can be really tricky. Don't be in a hurry to sew your regling boning, and as you can start cutting your thread can start cutting and all that. Gradually place it very well. The regling boning you're working on is flexible, so take your time and start sewing it gradually. As you can see, where my needle is at the edge of the virgin boning to your left. You can see it. Then you start sewing it down gradually, following the lines that you have created. Just take your time. Don't be in a hurry to do this. Take your time and then sew gradually on the edge. And that place that you created a curve, you try to move your virgin boning around. It's very easy. You just have to, don't be in a hurry. You just have to sew it through, following the line. You're starting off from the side to the under bust and to the other side of it. So it's not something that you should hurry. It's not something that you should hurriedly sew. Take your time, and when you're done with that, you come to your armhole where you made that marking on your armhole area, and you also cage that area. Gradually tuck it into the other virgin bone, the first virgin bone you have made. You can see it very well that I tucked it in, and then you just sew on the edge as well, following the mark you did on the armhole area. And also don't forget to do the same for the other side of the armhole. So when I was done with that, I started with the neckline, where I made the markings on the neckline, starting with our horizontal lines, because that's what we work on first, and then I started caging it down. So you sew on, so following the line, make sure you follow, don't forget to follow the lines that you have made on your neckline. Make sure it's a little bit curvy, as it's very, very important. So when you're done with that, you go back to your vertical lines and start caging your vertical channels, following the lines that you have created. Take note of what I'm doing here. So as you can see, I tucked it into the order, and then we just sew it down like that. Place it very well and start sewing. Take your time, like I will always advise. Don't be in a hurry, and then you sew it down gradually, following the curve of your cup. And you know that your cup is deep. You don't want it flat at the end of the day. So you want to follow the lines of your cup and how deep your cup is. And then you sew it down gradually. Gradually. I hope you're learning one or two from this lesson. So yes, that's how you can achieve that. I hope my camera is getting this very well. So take your time and sew it down. And when you're done, you cut off the excess and tuck it into the underbust channel, just the way I did for the neckline channel. And then you sew it down. And then don't forget, you come to the other side and also sew it down to put it in place. We are sewing it in two places. Of course, the virgin bone has two edges and you have to sew it down. So we didn't sew down the other one. We didn't sew down the neckline and the under bust on, because we intend to tuck this other part into them to hold it down. So now we are done with the vertical channels. Then you can now go ahead and finish up with your horizontal channels. I, I hope this makes enough sense, and this is how you do it. Just take your time and watch this video. You're going to learn a lot from it. Take your time, pay attention to what I am doing, because I might not be able to explain in details. I might not be able to explain everything in details, but take your time and watch what I'm doing with the virgin bonings and following up with my channels that I have created. So right now I'm done caging, and I like to remove the excess colasty I have on the side and around the neckline, because I don't want too much stiffness around there. So you can see me cutting out the excess around I have around there up to the side. Just take your time. If you like, you can leave it. It's not necessary. If you can work with it, it's fine. But for me, I like to remove the excess I have around there, because I came in from the side by a half inch around there, because I didn't want it to be too close. I didn't want the caging to be too close to my sewing allowance. And here you have it. We are done with our bust caging, and this is how you cage your over bust uh corset. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this tutorial, and you can see how neat and how beautiful it is. So I went further to remove the collar stay around the neckline, and this is our finished product. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, share our content, and most importantly, please drop a comment if you have any question. Share your thoughts with us. If there's any way we can improve and do better, please drop it in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Love you. Bye.